Tahyira Savanna, and I'm so happy to be tuning in with you guys. The name of this episode, and we're up to talk 29, almost 30. And it's another heavy one. As you know, I only come up here and share and make content for my channel on the Tahyira Show when I have something important to say, but also inspirational. None of us can go back. How do we move forward with joy? So right now in the world, we're dealing with war, famine, systemic violence, political violence. There's violence in social capacities, like as we see ourselves as a social fabric. There's violence at the political level where there's people in power creating violence. So this is violence across the board. To focus on moving forward, we can't go back. We can't undo, like a war happened, we can't undo. We have to deal with the rubble. But how can we do that more holistically, right? How can we do that more positively? Is what I've been trying to explore, because like being depressed and feeling helpless and hopeless. But then when you spend time doing that for too long, is like my brain just starts moving towards solutions. So it's like I found some, I think. And it's really just the way we change our mindset towards things. It helps us to survive. Violence is not abstract. You know, it's something that is tangible, something that we see. As a Black woman living in America, being educated, it's something I feel as a part of my everyday survival in this country, right? It's like I became an entrepreneur, I'm a vlogger, I'm an artist. I did everything on the fringe level of society. I'm a teacher now, doing things more industry-based, more trying to everyday live my life in this kind of like activism, education, like helping people empower themselves through knowledge, whatever that may be. The immigrants right now are under massive attack. That's my community as well, first generation America. We can help explain to other people who may have not had that experience, and maybe this is new to them, right? Like, there's a lot of white women who are now, since the Dodd's decision with abortion, feeling like there's something that they have to fight for, right? They supported Hillary, whatever, but it was like, you know, 1 foot in the pond, whatever. Not 2 feet in, us, Black Lives Matter, Sandra Bland, you know what I mean? Like, literally me, people like me are getting shot at Breonna Taylor every day, you know what I mean? Nia Whistle, all of them. A really good quote that I produced for this vlog. From the streets of Atlanta, right, to the rubble of Gaza, Black millennials carry the weight of survival. Yet survival is not enough. We deserve joy. I let the good times roll. It's my Instagram handle. People are like, oh, you're smiling for no reason. It fights against like just being sad all the time. Like sometimes when you smile and you start laughing, like your body just forgets that there's like something to be blown about. Have to change your mindset. So it's like I'm asking some of you guys to like think about joy. I'm a teacher. I'm going back into teaching a new school, telling all the teachers in PD right now, like, listen, my main focus, I don't care if I'm teaching a kindergartner or 12th grader that should have been out of here a long time ago. Lead with joy, grace. Life is already hard for people. I don't even can imagine what these kids are dealing with. I left corporate, dealing with people that's like, you're an asshole. It's fine. I'm gonna deal with children. It's like, some of them are too, but like, I'm older than them. You know, you have the advantage of age. Be an adult and choose joy, you know? Like, be an adult, but then be what kind of joy adult you want to be. One adult is like, or you want to be the one that's like, good morning. I'm that one. People are like, what's wrong with you? What did you do? I'm like, I have a natural happy drug that God just put inside me. You must have known. It's like, you're going to be a millennial and you're going to need it. On the second day of my high school, I told y'all it was Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. I was minding my business. Then it's like, I don't have a signal on my phone. Is something going on? You don't know what's going on? I'm like, no, what's going on? You didn't hear about the 2 Twin Towers falling and we're under attack. I'm like, we're under attack. Are we going back to Trinidad? It's like, no, nobody can leave. Like, they grounded all the planes. Or nuclear alert. I'm like, nuclear alert? All right, I'm going home. That's it. Me and my friends hit the block, and that has been the person I've been my whole life. Listen, we about to die right now. What am I going to do? I'm going to play outside. What you mean? I'm a child. Famine is more than just hunger. Or this is where I may seem like, oh, she must be really crazy. Like, you know, I bring joy, but then it gets real. Famine is not just like starvation, like what we're seeing right now in the Gaza, which is, can tell Israel to stop it now. The United States. I sit here in the United States making this video on Sunday, August 24th, 2025, that there's people about to die because they don't have access to food, and that's what they did. That's what we said at the onset, 2020, October 2023. I told you guys already, I got sued, whatever. I don't care, because I started talking about hungry kids in Gaza. It's whatever. It's about stripping away futures, education. It's about health. It's about... What I did in this vlog was like showing how we're in a famine too. And I know this is probably like, can go both ways. Like, how dare you compare what the what's going on in Gaza to what it is here? The country's not doing anything, right? At all, because of the people who people voted for or whatever. So like, this is the least that I think I could do. It hurts education. And mainly it hurts humanity because it attacks dignity. It makes all of us think twice about putting anything in our mouth. I haven't, like, people are like, oh, you lost weight. Yeah, because I'm on a fake hunger strike or real. I can miss a meal. It's fine. Every time I think about food now, before I think about myself, I think about a kid in Palestine or a family member on the Gaza. And it's not because I watch videos and I'm no, it's just humanity, bro. You know how many people I fed in New York City before I fed myself just within this whole thing? Because I can't reach those kids in Gaza. Yesterday, I was supposed to, and the show got postponed. I'm like, all right, I'm in Midtown again. I don't know what to do. I'll be like, God, what do you want me to do, God? And I walk into this one store. I go in, I'm like, I don't even want anything in here. It's like, whatever. I see this guy digging, black guy. And my mind, like, sees, like, whoever I see. Black guy digging out of this garbage, like, right on that corner. Like, people just going to New York City. Nobody give a fuck. Like, I'm like, just walk, like, directly to him. I'm like, you digging in there. I'm like, there's food in there? Thing that already had food. So I'm looking at, like, what he's collected. I'm like, don't eat that. So I'm already going in my wallet, like, I'm about to give him $5. I'm like, let me see how much I should give. 10, 20. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes the girl is not rich. But it's not about money. It's about helping people. And people are going hungry. People don't have it. In Gaza, the famine is quite literal. It's because of the blockade. They're blocking food. A lot of our artist friends went over there. My husband's friends, literally, the flotilla, he was about to go on one too. Because we have passports and we can get to Italy and we can get on this. And we're just sounding the alarm, you know? And all our activist friends that are going around there. And more so about what Americans are saying, that you see people pushing themselves to just make it like they got arrested just to make the news. So that people can know, like, do you recognize that they're blocking food from getting there? Hare Krishnas, who I also see, I was going to sit and go on a hunger strike with them too, just get a white robe and be like, until you feed fucking kids, you know. But in the United States, it's not a literal famine. This is what I put. It's a metaphorical one. And I want you guys to hold on to that throughout this entire video. Metaphorical versus literal. In Gaza, everything I'm saying is literal. Literal blockade from a war. Metaphorically, and maybe literal for some people that live in maybe in rural areas right now, where a lot of the Trump tariffs are happening. Food deserts, student loan debt, incarceration, stolen wealth. All of those contribute to a version of a famine here in the United States. I'm going to say those ones here. It's a metaphorical famine. Food deserts, meaning where I work in a school, is usually surrounded by the projects. When I work at-risk communities, I work in Title I schools, don't have enough groceries. Like, granted, when the grocery stores there, like, same thing that I buy from my grandma here in Brooklyn is $4 cheaper in the white community. That's why I'm telling you, and I'm talking about Lucerna. Lucerna actively markets their stuff towards communities. The people in Long Island earn a lot more, but they're white. So they're not going to make them pay more. They're going to make them pay what's normal. The people out in Brownsville or out in East Flatbush or whatever earn maybe like the same. They're going to charge us more because it's like, for you to get the same thing that these people are getting, we're going to jack it up. We're also in the city. So the minute you cross outside of Nassau County, where my school's at, the tax rates go up. And that's really that. It's less about demographics with color, more about demographics with population. And that's what I want. Do the people in Gaza look like you? Do their circumstances sound like yours in the rural? Coal miners, the Rust Belt, people down in Florida in the swamp. You don't live in New York like me or California like where I used to live, Los Angeles. You live in a smaller rural town. I've been doing a lot of research on counties in Maryland. Montgomery County had a big story coming out with teachers coming out in North Carolina talking about not being able to just work here because the salary is just because Trump's budgets took away the right for administrators to find good talent, which is the same thing that's trickling down here in New York City. Because I'm moving to make sure my salary and my master's degree is being met. I'm not going to work in a network where I can actively see you don't care about kids and you're hiring people that don't care about kids. In a network where the CEO happened to leave, the person that became the interim CEO happened to be non-black and sent a message about minorities on Juneteenth. You don't know anything about black people, though. But you felt like sending this email to a bunch of black educators who teach black students. But you're not, you're a minority, but you're not black. No, this is Juneteenth. How dare you? Why you didn't ask one of us to write the letter? You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I'm already working in a company where it's like, no. A lot of people don't have that. It's like, oh my God, what you're saying is right. But if I say it, I'm going to be fired. Okay, I quit. I resign. I'm going to go work. Because there's always going to be teachers needed in the world. We're like cops. The difference between us and cops is that we actually back each other up. I don't know who you're talking to, child. Because we all feel the same way. Step it up and use better words and stop cursing inside this classroom. Another quote that I wanted to make up. Well, I took this one from Dr. King too, but I said it like trying to focus on like if he was alive right now, what he would say. He would say like famine anywhere is a wound to humanity anywhere. No, let me say it again. Famine anywhere is a wound to humanity everywhere. It's the anywhere and the everywhere. Just knowing that there's hungry kids in Gaza means that you actually have to turn your mind off to that. The more of us that talk about it, the more of us that make you impassioned about it, that I'm bringing it whole YouTube subject matter. Get skinny. Start starving yourself. If that gets us closer to God too, it's whatever. A lot of the religious. There's an urgency though for solidarity. Like I feel like it's not enough for me to just be on vlogs anymore. I need to be back in the streets. I need them to know that I'm a person that be in the streets. Because I don't feel like my years of protesting is like, oh, you protested for nothing. No, I didn't. I protested for a lot. Like that's how we got dash cam. We got the entire world to pay attention to Black Lives Matter. What you mean? You know, not just me, a lot of other people. All kinds of people, not just black people. The fact of the matter is that systems of oppression are global, right? As humanitarians, as activists, as teachers, as people-based intellectuals, public intellectuals, and you're not able to just keep knowing without doing, right? I think that's what a lot of people want to do. Okay, I know, and what am I gonna do? Something. Do fucking something. John Lewis, the American side, civil rights movement. Find a way to get in the way. It's not a faraway tragedy, and I want people to start seeing that we can link things that happen here as a human being to things that happen in places that we're either scared to go, scared to pay attention to, or we just are so foreign from that you use the word foreign to keep you separate. Like a border. Build a wall. But how many of y'all went to Tulum because we saw the Airbnb spiking up? Build a wall where? You know what I mean? Like, start having those conversations. Another thing I spent time paying attention to as our emotional, intelligence, and health keeps taking, like, hits and whiplashes. We also learn and we grow and we realize, like, how strong we could be. And we don't wear masks anymore. But it brought our consciousness up as how we live and relate to each other. We realize that I'm not living on an island here. Every house is connected. What this house does, that house has to kind of conform to, okay, to a degree. It doesn't take away your humanity. It makes you more of a human because it's like now I'm paying attention for somebody else's health, for an example. My students have to care about my health. I have to care about theirs. It's a dual, like, hello. Because I'm not just your teacher. I'm other people's teacher too. You know, but you are my student. So it's like, what's going on, y'all? It's teaching. It's a namaste. We all learn from this space. Our joy, survival, and liberation are all linked. And I swear I want to like take this now, just direct the video to this direction. How joy can be like emergency medicine, you know. We smoke weed every day as millennials out here. And there's a reason why we find healing in the herb. When I lived out in Hollywood, I would get the highest that I've ever been. But I also tapped into the highest levels of my ancestors, right? It was like, stop being dumb, Tahyira. You're not a manager. Why don't you be T-slaves? And I'm like, T-slaves? Like, that was all over like a marijuana like conversation. So let's keep that up. Joy is not necessarily escapism, which is what I've been blamed for before. Oh, everybody can't be like you, just about it for no reason, like you're trying to escape. Is it escape or is it survival? There's pictures of the young kids in Palestine right now, and they still have smiles on their face. It's not the one being sold out here in the media because it's not the one that more into people being than the little bits of joy. There's an image of a child laughing in the rubble in Gaza. We don't know what the joke was. We don't know if they were laughing. But joy is how humans survive. We don't have to go all the way to the Gaza. I looked down in Jim Crow in Mississippi. People were upset. Learn to blend in and see yourself as a human before you see yourself as a race. That's one thing black women, I think, have naturally, which is why we were able to humanize white slave owners back on plantations. For the next what is it, 3 more years we have this for? You're not able to survive without escaping your everyday life. You need to push joy heavy. Dancing forward together, as you guys know, on my TikTok, which is T-Slaves, Tahyira Savanna. You can find the hashtag. You can find all my content. I put a lot of the YouTube content up there too. Dancing through life. I'm just born a dancer, always just gonna be making moves, always gonna have a little beat in my soul. I was the party person. Like, y'all not going to the party? Like, what you mean? Like, just telling the world, the ancestors, like I say, the Trinidadians, born into it. It's easy to sell. A lot of you guys just know from our culture, free up yourself. People come to Trinidad Carnival and then extend their ticket. They're supposed to be back at their people job, and it's like, I don't even care if they fire me because Trinidad Carnival is just so lit. Personal urgency. So you can do donating, speaking, organizing, and creating. Speaking is what I'm doing. Organizing. I haven't been live at a protest in too long for me. So it's like, yeah, back outside, join us, rubbing out, you know what I mean? And normalizing what's happening right now. Like, the refusing to, because part of silence is normalizing. If you don't say anything, and it's like you're making it seem like it's okay. The fact that I'm making a video dedicated to the word famine is enough for people to understand, what is she talking about? You know. You know. Last quote that I wrote here. We dance forward because standing still is death, right? But joy is motion in life. Just being happy is an act of energy, is motion, is a response to people who are actively trying to not. Prayer, people who are spiritual warfare, people like me. The more we seek the positivity, the book of Job, doesn't mean the Satan and the people who are the agents of darkness don't go into overtime too. But if we don't go into overtime, their overtime surpasses our child. We clocked out. We do not get to clock out. We have to go into spiritual overtime. I hope I said enough here to reach everybody who understands the different realms. Those who live on this planet, those who live in the secret realm with me, and those who are growing up their consciousness with the rest of us. If you like this content, like I said, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna put it here. I let the good times roll on Twitter. Wrong. I let the good times roll on Instagram. T** on Twitter. T-Slaves on TikTok. And T-Slaves on Snapchat. I'm Tahyira Savanna on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I hope you pulled something from this. If you did, leave something in the comments so I can have something to say. Catch you on the next one. Take care of yourself.